Breaking news right now. One person is shot in what appears to be a road rage incident at a North Denver gas station. It happened just before 8 this morning outside the Sinclair gas station near 62nd and Broadway. A news conference is happening right now, so let's listen in.
Victim on scene, then a gun was produced, and then the victim was shot.
The victim's going to be okay?
As far as we know right now, yes.
Adult male?
Adult male, yep.
What about the suspect? Any information on the suspect?
We know it's a male. That's all I can share at this time because they're a person of interest at the moment.
Where exactly did the shooting happen? Because you have a pretty large crime scene right here. Was it the gas station? Was it over there?
It would be right at that intersection right over there.
Can you explain one more time what happened? We just went live. Can you explain the process of what happened?
Yeah, about 7:45, we received a call of an individual down, is what the call came in as. About 30 seconds later, deputies arrived on scene. They identified a victim who had a gunshot wound to the lower leg. They applied a tourniquet and waited for additional medical personnel to arrive on scene. The victim was responsive. He was able to provide deputies with a description of the individual as well as a photo of the license plate of the vehicle that the suspect fled in. Deputies were able to get that information out, and there was a hit on our camera system that we have throughout the county. Deputies were able to locate that vehicle. They do have a person now in custody that is a person of interest who they are questioning at this time.
So there was no robbery, or this is just an altercation?
There's no robbery. This appears to be an altercation. A person, a construction worker that was trying to help reduce the speed in the area, and an altercation ensued as a result of that.
Where was the suspect found?
I don't have that information at this time. As soon as we have identified the individual who we have in custody, and as soon as that the questioning is complete, we'll have more information to share.
What charges could this individual face?
Well, definitely assault would be one of them, but I would hate to speculate on any additional charges. I'm going to leave that one up to the deputies and the DA's office.
For those that are trying to drive through this area, how long will you guys be on scene?
That's to be determined. We're waiting for detectives to arrive on scene to continue the investigation. We currently have our mobile crime lab who's on scene here. We have some deputies still completing their paperwork. I would say to seek alternate routes. If you're coming on 62nd Avenue heading eastbound toward Broadway, find an alternate route because that street is blocked off and you won't be able to get through.
Where was the suspect vehicle found?
I don't have that information at this time.
Do you want to talk about the successful use of your flock systems to find a suspect animal like this?
Yes, it's a great tool that we have. It helps us as well as surrounding jurisdictions that have it also in order for us to pinpoint vehicles that we're searching for example, in carjacking situations, stolen vehicles. So it's a great tool that we have. We hope to continue to expand that feature because it does help us to find suspects quicker in situations such as this.
It's pretty incredible, too, that victim was able to get a picture to help you guys out. Is that something you normally suggest victims do if they're in a situation like this?
Definitely, the more description that you can get of the individual that you've had an altercation with, the better. Any type of identifying features, marks, for example, if they get into a car and there's a license plate, all of that stuff is incredibly helpful for us in the investigative process.
You've been listening into Adams County giving us an update on this possible road rage incident that happened in Adams County on 62nd and Broadway at the Sinclair there. What we do know is there were reports of somebody down. It was about 7:45 this morning, and when officers responded about 30 seconds later, they did find somebody in the parking lot who was shot in the lower leg. Luckily, they were able to put a tourniquet, send him to the hospital. He was responsive, but he actually helped deputies deputies with some information.
Right. The victim here was a construction worker, and what we heard from Adams County was that this construction worker was just trying to reduce speeds in that area. As you mentioned, that worker was shot in the leg, but in terms of the help, the worker was able to get a license plate of the suspect vehicle, and then they put out a blast to basically look for this by using the flock cameras in the area, and they were able to find this vehicle relatively quickly. They did also find a person of interest in this case as well. We understand this victim is expected to be okay.
And we do know the victim is a man, and we know the suspect is a man as well. So we're going to continue to keep an eye on this and give you updates as we get them. We'll be back.